and welcome to the Pony 13 and Under International World Series here at Modesto's Belpassi Ballpark. I'm Mark Heffernan. Good matchup today between Hagerstown and Ramona. They met in game one, actually day one, with Ramona coming away with a 3-2 victory in extra innings. Both teams 1-1 in the tourney. Of course, it's an elimination game. The loser goes home or goes to Disneyland, and the winner moves on. So good matchup. Ramona lost yesterday 9-6 to Rio Grande Valley from Alton, Texas. Hagerstown won big. So Hagerstown is east of Baltimore and Ramona east of San Diego. Let's look at the roster for Hagerstown. Manager David Barr. Number 14, Troy Brookins. Number 1, Lucas Bird. Number 5, Zach Carpenter. 65, Chase Cosner. 24, Chase Diller. Colin Flynn, 18. 16, Jeff Hamlin III. Hayden Hose, 9. Cole Jensen, 8. Number 99, Ryder Lynn. Robert Lynn, 21. Number 4, Bryce Lowry, 13. Landon Myers, 22. Andrew Weaver. Wilson leads off for Ramona. Alex Wilson, number 42. Had a nice comeback in their loss, 9-6. I think it was 7-1 at one time. They faced a hard-throwing right-hander in that last inning. Jeff Nightingale, the head coach, the manager of Ramona. Alex Wilson, right-handed batter, with an open stance. Fastball catches the outside corner for a strike. Landon Myers on the hill for Hagerstown, number 13. Foot on the right side of the rubber from his location. High fastball, 2 strikes. As we look out, it's left side of the rubber. Two-strike count. Popped in the air down the right field line. That is a tough play and to the right of the Cyclone fence. 273 down the right field line, 310 to center, and 284 down the left field line. Two-strike count to Alex Wilson. He's a pretty good hitter. Playing him shallow in center field and in left. High fastball. Looking for his pitch to drive. Ramona, red jerseys, white pants. And, of course, he has the dark blue helmet. Hagerstown, white and red action. Come a long ways from Maryland. High fastball popped up. Playable on foul grounds. Catch, 1 up, 1 down. Bryce Lowry, number 4, with a put out for Hagerstown. Derek Taylor, 2-3, come to bat, left-hander against Landon Myers. High fastball, 1-0. As his bat held high, does not choke up. Off speed, catches the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Foul off to the left and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Myers on the mound. Taylor at the plate. Left-handed hitter against right-handed thrower. Myers ahead in the count, 1-2. Fastball grounded to second base. Nice hop to Lowry in time. 2 up and 2 down. Jacob Parker, number 4, coming to bat for Ramona. JP, open stance on the right side, pops it up, hit under it. Shortstop, second base, who has it? Second baseman drops it. Like I was mentioning yesterday and the day before, the high sky has an effect on the players early on with no clouds out there. And pop flies are actually worse than fly balls. The sky doesn't bother you, as far as grounders, but pop flies, they do. Hit a shortstop, second baseman, and center fielder coming for it, and it was dropped. So, one runner on for Ramona here in the top of the first. Zach Nightingale, 27, the batter. Looking to drive it to right center field. Throw back to first. Parker back safely. So Ramona defeated Hagerstown in the first game, 3-2 in extra innings, so both are 1-1 this tourney. Ramona lost 9-6 yesterday. Ball gets by the catcher. Runner moves up, number 4, Jacob Parker. Short distance behind home plate here, so Parker not thinking about going third. If it was a big ballpark, yes, he would go to third easily on a play like that. 2 balls and no strikes. High fastball by Myers to Nightingale. 3-0. So it looked like Myers was going to get out of the inning. Then you have the error. Now he's 3-0 to the batter with 2 outs, top of the first. From the stretch, fastball catches the outside corner. 3-1. Hitter's pitch for Nightingale. This is bat held high, top of his head. Jacks it down the right field line, foul. And that's what you want to do at 3-1. The pitcher has to come to the plate. 3-2, obviously a little more selective because you have to protect the plate. So 2 outs, you can't really move the runner to third, especially on a ground out or anything like that. So he stays alive. It's 3-2, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And a runner should be going from second base, runner in scoring position, which is Parker. Fastball grounded foul down the first base line. So he's hanging in there. Zach Nightingale. Myers, 13. Looked like he would have an easy inning, and of course things change. Looks back at second. Parker will be off. 3-2, 2 outs. Should be off. High and away fastball, ball 4. So 2 runners on for Ramona. Justin Jarrett, JJ, with a chance to drive at a run. Runners at first and second. He's a right-handed batter. Myers pitching from the stretch with runners at first and second and 2 outs here on the top of the first. Takes a fastball for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. That had some pop to it, thrown by Landon Myers. Number 13. From the stretch, looks back at second base. Nice save, pitch way outside. Cole Jessen, the catcher, number 8 for Hagerstown. Count 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Setting up inside, throw back, thrown away to center field. Everybody moves up, second and third. I don't think the shortstop was at second base when Myers tried to pick off the runner. He threw it towards the base, but the athlete wasn't quite there, so both move up on the throwing error. And second and third for Ramona. 1-1. Ball grounded foul by Jarrett. 1-2. Yeah, I don't really think you need to try to make that play. The runner at second wasn't that far off. More important to get the batter because you make a throwing error and everybody moves up. So instead of having runners at first and second, you have them at second and third. And a base hit could drive them both in. They're both in scoring position. Ball's hit to short, high hop, bobbled, throw to first, in time to get out of it. 2 runners left stranded, no runs for Ramona on the top of the first inning. And Hagerstown come to bat. Hagerstown from Maryland. Elimination game, both teams at 1-1. Ramona won the first bout, the first contest, 3-2 on Friday in extra innings. So this game could go either way. The teams are fairly evenly matched. Remember, it's a double elimination tournament. So whoever loses either goes up to the Bay Area or to Disneyland, but that's too expensive, or maybe somewhere in San Diego before heading back. Ramona in the eastern portion of San Diego County. Hagerstown on the other side of the country, Maryland. So Myers was able to induce the batter to a ground out to the shortstop. He had a nice hop, slight bobble, but he threw the runner out. So he had a situation, runners at second and third, 2 outs, but he got out of it. But probably pitched more innings than he had more pitches than he thought he would throw in that first inning. Jacob Parker, number 4 on the hill for Ramona. Right-handed hurler. Sidearm.
On the mound today for Ramona, number 4, just Jacob Parker.
Hagerstown and Ramona. Big matchup today. On Sunday, pulling 13 under International World Series in Modesto. We've had nice weather. It's going to warm up just a bit. Slight breeze from left to right. We'll see what Hagerstown can do here in the first inning. It's obviously a great idea to get off to a good start, score some runs early. Game we had last night was 1-0. Mexico over Bel Paso. That was a great game. I think about 1 hour and 19 minutes. The fastest contest we've had here in 2 days plus. Pitchers duel. And the Mexican team had, I think they utilized about 3 pitchers. Hinojosa only 1 pitcher for Bel Paso. Very quick game. Andrew Weaver, the batter, number 22. He's a hustler out there. Wants to get on base and steal. Curveball hit to left center field. Will it drop? Yes, it does. Weaver rounds first. Thought about heading second, but he stays put. Base hit for Weaver. This guy gets on base and tries to cause some havoc for the pitcher.
Comes to the plate, number 14, Manny Brookins.
Brookins the batter for Hagerstown. Hits on the right side. Weaver with a nice lead off of first base. Dives back to first on the pickoff attempt. What will they do? Play for, he almost was leaning the wrong way. Will they try to bunt Weaver over? Will they do hit and run? Will we have a straight steal? Weaver looks like he likes to steal bases. Aggressive ball player. Ball hit down the right field line, and it is fouled against that cyclone fence. Right idea, hit it to the right side. Weaver will go from first to third on a base hit and possibly score if it's a double. And he's going to keep that pitcher busy, Weaver. Strong lead at first base. Brookins, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Another good lead for Weaver at first. Dives back. Yes, he likes to challenge the pitchers. That's good. Like I always say, if you can get back to first base standing up, it's not a big enough lead. Slider fouled away just over our head. Brookins number 14 at bat for Hagerstown. Weaver at first. I think he'll go on one of these pitches. Not sure if he's waiting for 3-1 counts. 1-2 now. Have to keep the opponents guessing. Fastball. Brookins goes down. Upstairs. Cannot get around on it.
Now batting number 13.
1 out.
Landon Myers.
Pitcher coming to bat, Landon Myers, number 13. Right-handed batter. Another throw back to first. So they are keeping Weaver busy. He's dove back to first about 4 or 5 times, so he has a lot of energy. He goes. Ball's popped in the air, fouled to the right, out of play. So he has dove back to first base about 5 times. Now he goes, and the ball's fouled away. So he's getting in his exercise very early. Andrew Weaver, 22 at first base. 1 out. 0-1 the count. Right down the pipe to Myers. And the count 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the bottom of the first. From the stretch, he goes. And it is a base hit to left field. Weaver will stop at second. Runners at first and second base for Hagerstown.
Now batting number 8.
Jensen coming up.
Cole
Jensen, the catcher. Good opportunity to score a run or 2 with runners at first and second and 1 out here in the bottom of the first. 0-0 on the scoreboard. Ball's popped foul to the left and out of play. Weaver at second. Myers at first. A fastball in the first strike to Justin, number 8. Looking for his sign or signs. Wonder if Hagerstown would try a double steal in a situation like this. High curve, a little bit up and in. One ball and 2 strikes. Needs to move those runners up. Love the bat, the bright yellow bat that he is using. Fastball low and away to Jessen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Weaver at second. Myers at first, throw back to second. Weaver back easily. Yeah, he's been diving quite a bit here in this first inning. Like I said, he attempts to make things happen out there. Somebody was telling me baseball was a boring sport. I said, well, it depends on what position you play and if you ever get on base. Be a base stealer, raise havoc to the opposition as Justin strikes out. You can make things happen. Get on base, you get a chance to run, score, have a little swag. I mean, it's a different sport watching from the stands than playing it out there, that's what I'm trying to say. So 2 outs, runners at first and second for Hagerstown. Lucas Bird, Luke, number 1. Short, compact athlete. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Excuse me, swing, foul ball down the first base line. Kind of accidentally swung at that ball. So 1 strike against Luke Bird. Weaver still at second. Myers at first. And 2 outs. No score. Hagerstown and Ramona. Ramona in the field. Weaver stays put. Curveball, hit the third. They'll tag Weaver, tries a spin move, doesn't work. 2 runners left on base and no runs across for Hagerstown. 0-0. Hagerstown and Ramona here. B&N Productions. Pony 13 and under International World Series in Modesto at Bill Passy Ballpark. I'm Mark Heffernan. So last night we had that 1-0 game, which I said went by very rapidly, an hour and 19, hour and 20 minutes, because of great pitching and excellent defense. Now the first 2 games of this tourney, the scores were like 15-3 and 17-2. Then we have the 2 extra inning games of 3-2. So it seemed like things have calmed down a little bit after those 2 high-scoring games, the dominant victories early on. And pitching and defense has taken over in a lot of these encounters. And of course, the young players are on pitch counts too. So sometimes you have to utilize anywhere from 2 to 4 pitchers for a game to win.
If you're interested, please see our booster booth located right behind the field, and they will be more than happy to get you your tickets.
So Myers, who singled, was on base for a long time, of course, is the pitcher for Hagerstown. Looked like he was going to have a 1-2-3 inning, and then a pop fly was dropped. Then he walked the batter and got out of it, but he had runners at second and third with 2 outs, but left unscathed there in the top of the first.
Blue. Blue, over. Did you have switch?
So we will head to the top of the second inning. Ramona coming to bat. Both teams 1-1 in this tourney. In fact, Ramona won the first contest by the score of 3-2, one of those extra inning games we had on Friday. So I have the inkling that this will be a lower scoring game than a high scoring game. I'm not saying it'll be 1-0, but I don't look at it to be a 10-8 ball game, but you never know.
Come to the plate, number 94.
Talon Ogilvie, number 94, plays catcher for Ramona. Talon Ogilvie. That's an awesome name. Wide open stance for the right-handed batter. They're in the top of the second against Myers. Takes a fastball down and away for a strike. Catchers have done a good job throughout this tournament trying to keep balls in front of them, and they've enjoyed the workouts. Fastball, comebacker. Myers with a short toss in time to Lowry. 1 up and 1 down.
Now batting, number 12, Noah Badia.
Noah Badia, number 12, coming to bat with 1 out in the top of the second. On the count, no balls and 1 strike. Myers on the hill for Hagerstown. Playing Noah deep to left field and center and right. Must have some pop. Takes a strike knee high on the outside corner. So he's behind 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Myers in control so far. A fastball popped down the left field line. Out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. I think Myers wanted to throw the pitch there at 0-2. You want to keep it down. In fact, don't even throw a strike. God, Badia threw it by him. A little pop to that.
Now batting, number
Sometimes to the hitters, the ball doesn't look like it's speeding up as much as it is. Kind of took flight a little bit later, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Tucker McGinn, number 3. 0-1 the count to him. Lay off those high fastballs, I would say. Chokes up on the bat. I suggest just trying to get a piece of it. Kind of a high slider, 0-2. Those pitches look fat, but they're not really strikes. What they call strikes at the neck. No balls, 2 strikes. Myers delivers. Hits it to center field. It's caught. Hit it well, though. Fly out to 8. 1-2-3 for Ramona at the top of the second. No score. Ramona and Hagerstown. So he got good aluminum on that pick. But center fielder had him played perfectly. Kind of shallow in that position. But like I say, it's more rewarding to get out by lining out than striking out. As long as you make contact with the ball, you're doing okay, whether you ground out or line out. So he was 0-2 McGinn and hit the ball well to center field, but right at somebody. But my suggestion to him and some of the other players is that lay off those high fastball. They tend to sail, and some of those are from letter high to neck high. Those are not strikes. They definitely want to be in the National League, that's for sure. The pitches look better than they are. I mean, if the guy's only throwing 55 miles per hour, you can hit those. But generally, you have to be a little bit more selective. I believe in being aggressive but also selective as a batter. So we head to the bottom of the second inning. And Hagerstown come to bat. Remember, Ramona won that first encounter by the score of 3-2 in extra innings. So this is the second time they have met. Both teams 1-1. And it's a double elimination tournament. Lynn coming to bat. Ryder Lynn, 99. Left-handed batter. Stepping into the box. Lynn takes a strike, low and outside. Fairly close to the plate. Left-handed batter, slightly open stance. Jacks it a short. It's a good hop. Lynn can run, though. And he's out. That was a delayed call. Lynn can fly down that line. Made that play very close. Impressed. Great name, Chase Diller. 2 guys with the first name of Chase on this particular team from Hagerstown. Hit deep down the left field line, foul ball out in front of it. Like I said, this infield is cut so that it's very slow. So as an infielder, you can't play too deep in your position. You have to charge the ball and throw it, sometimes on the run. Ball low and away, and to count 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out. Bottom of the second. No score between Ramona and Hagerstown. Barely got a piece of it. Hit that tip of the bat. So Diller, 2 strikes on him, 1-2. The ball barely tapped the end of the bat and rolled off to the right. Kind of like a cue stick. 1-2, Diller. Good looking pitch, strike 3. Hit the outside corner. He was fooled. Diller, second strike. Here comes Trey Hamlin. Coach is saying, hit away, hit away. Looking for a sign. Nobody's on base. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. I like batting practice. Sure. In batting practice, they groove everything to make you look good. That's what it's all about. And to improve your timing. Way out in front of an off-speed pitch is Hamlin. And he's down in the count. Well, it's 1-1. Number 10. Number 10 up there. Trying to hit it somewhere. Make the opposition make a play. It's a foul to the right and out of play. Get a piece of the ball. Jacob Parker misses inside with a curve, which didn't have much spin to it or movement. Well, that's okay because it's 1-2. You don't really want to throw a strike at 0-2. Now he's ready. Fastball got Hamlin swinging, overpowered him. 1-2-3 for Hagerstown. After 2, Hagerstown 0 and Ramona 0. And just like the game last night, that New Mexico won 1-0 over Bel Passe, pitching has dominated. These pitchers are ahead of the batters with their arsenal, fastball, slider, off speed. Moving pitches around the zone, up and down, left and right. And pitching, you know, excellent pitching always dominates or takes care of good or great hitting. That's why pitching is so important in baseball at any level, high school, college, MLB, youth. One strong pitcher can make a difference in a game. You can have a team that's maybe 15-20 overall, but one pitcher who's dominant that may be, you know, 7-2 with an ERA of 2.0, they can play with and beat a team that's twice as good, twice as much talent on a particular day, on one day.
I also know my 1-2-4s.
So Myers set to get things going in the top of the third for Hagerstown. Maryland by Baltimore.
Now batting Ramona, number 11, Mason Stanley.
Mason Stanley coming to bat, number 11, trying to get something going for Ramona. 0-0 game in the top of the third. Takes a fastball for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Both these teams 1-1 this tournament, with Ramona beating Hagerstown 3-2 in extra innings, day 1. High rising fastball, Stanley misses. Outside, back to inside, 0-2. And the pitchers are getting ahead in the count to the batters, 0-2, 1-2. They have the batters on edge. Fastball popped in the air to first base and foul grounds. Lowry with a grab. Looking like Freddie Freeman over there, number 4 with the catch.
Coming to the plate, number 42, Alex Wilson.
Alex Wilson, who popped up to Lowry in the first inning to bats. 1 out. Top of the third. Ramona at the plate. Wilson hits under it, pops it up to second base. Who's going to call it? That's the second pop fly that he's dropped in this game. He must have trouble with the sun or not picking it up.
Comes to the plate, number 23,
Bird.
Derek Taylor.
Comes Derek Taylor, number 23, with a runner at first and 1 out. Double plays in effect at second. So if you're a Hagerstown, you want to get that force at second. Playing Taylor to pull slightly, number 23. The bat held high, runner at first. Runner's going, and he's going to steal that easily. So a runner in scoring position for Ramona, for Taylor. Taylor trying to get something done. With 1 out, Taylor either wants to get a hit or move that runner from second to third. High and away, off-speed pitch. The count to Taylor is 2-0. Look for a strike. Swings and misses out a fastball down and in. Still got a piece of it. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls and 1 strike to Taylor. Fisted to third base. Bobbled. Everybody's safe. That ball had a lot of spin on it. That was weird. The ball was thrown inside. He fisted it out to third. Had a lot of spin. And another error for Hagerstown. They've had at least 3 in this game. Parker coming to bat number 4. So Ramona getting some gifts. That was a tougher play than it looked with the spin of the ball. So runners at first and second for Ramona. 1 out. Top of the third, throw it back to second. Everybody's safe. No, actually, I would count 4 errors against Hagerstown. He had 2 drop pop flies by the second baseman. That play, remember the pitcher threw back to second base to pick off a runner and went in center field. But I don't know how the official scorers do it at this level. So Meyer's kind of a victim of not very good defense in this game. He's pitched well, but you can't make plays on your own unless you strike everybody out. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 runners on. Wilson is going. Line drive to third baseman, steps on third, throws it to second, now to first. Well, the out recorded at third base. Out recorded third base, and the force either at second or first. They kept on throwing it around. They had 1 out before that play, so there was a double play. Steps on third, and the out either recorded at second base or first base. Nevertheless, the ball was hit right to somebody, so they were able to get out of it. No score as we head to the bottom of the third. But Hagerstown has not played well defensively behind Myers, and he's fortunate to not have allowed a run in this game. Been at least 4 errors by the team. Not really difficult plays. Now, a difficult play was the spinning fist job to third base, but that play made by the third baseman was tough. It was a line drive, but he was in the right place at the right time. It's all about positioning. All that matters if you score runs or not how you do it. You're in a tournament like this, you win, you move on. You don't, and you go to Disneyland or maybe you go to Bakersfield afterwards. Hagerstown coming to bat. Bottom of the third, 0-0 game. Jacob Parker on the hill for Ramona. Number 4. Getting it done. The bottom of the third. Bryce Lowry, first baseman, number 4, coming to bat. He has a solid glove. Not built like a first baseman, doesn't have the height, but he has a very good glove. Does an extremely good job as far as catching foul balls in play or out of play, and digs them out. He has that baseball IQ. Left-handed batter, open stance. There's a fastball in there for a strike. One to count to Lowry. Pop foul to the left and out of play. Good swing, 1 and 2. Will he tie it to drag it? I don't think so. Against Parker. High and away, curveball. The count 2 balls and 1 strike. So they're playing him to pull in the outfield. Shallow in center and in right field. Yeah, it's bad like Cody Bellinger. Swings and misses at a high and away fastball. Lowry goes down, number 4.
Coming to the plate, number 22, Andrew Weaver.
And Andrew led off the game with a walk, but was stranded on base. Was at second base for a long time. Made quite a few diving attempts at first base. Eventually got to second, but never scored. Tries to poke it foul down the right field line. You know, both teams, I believe, have had runners at second and third in an inning and couldn't score. Weaver like the table setter for Hagerstown. 2-2. Pops it foul to the right and out of play. 2 strikes on him. No balls and 2 strikes. Andrew Weaver. Just trying to get a piece of the ball. Putting him deep to right field. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Strike 3. Man, he was fooled. Manny Brookins, number 14, coming to bat with 2 outs and nobody on here in the 3rd inning. Fouls it to the backstop. 0-1 the count. Bottom of the 3rd. Ramona 0, Hagerstown 0. Curve way outside. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitchers are not really missing today. Except for that one. 2-1. I'd stay with my best stuff, my fastball. You got to show the curve once in a while. And that's fine. Back-to-back curves. 2-1 the count. Ogilvy behind the plate. Low and inside, and the count 3-1. Brookins, look for a pitch you can drive. You're in control at 3-1. He pops it up, shallow center field. It will drop in. That blooper in between the second baseman, center fielder, and right fielder. He's aboard. That's a base hit. Just about getting on base. If you put the ball in play, things can happen. So 2 outs and a runner at first for Hagerstown. Myers, pitcher, pops it foul, number 13. Myers singled his last time up, but was stranded. Short lead at first base by Brookins. Curveball, kind of cued, fouled down the first base line. When batters are barely getting a piece of the ball and it's cueing off the bat, it means they are extremely fooled. And it's usually by a slider or a curve. But they're hanging in there and trying to get a piece of the ball. And in this situation, attempting to go to right field, or a right-handed batter. He's jam fouls it off to the right, out of play. So 2 strike count on Myers. They're not hitting the ball squarely because of the movement and the spin action. Looking for the force up the middle, throw back to first. Brookins dives safely back to the bag. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-0 game, bottom of the 3rd. He pops it up behind the catcher who didn't see it. I don't know if he could make the play, though. It wasn't popped up very high. It was directly behind Ogilvy, and he didn't pick it up right away. 0-2 to Myers, 2 outs. Bottom of the 3rd. That's down and away. They count 1-2. Will Brookins go? He doesn't have a huge lead at first. Probably staying put. 2 outs here. 1-2 the count. To Myers. Swings and misses. At a curve down and away. No score after 3 between Hagerstown from Maryland and Ramona from California. BNN Productions, live streaming and on demand of the Pony 13 and Under International World Series from Modesto, California. And for the second consecutive game, pitching has dominated. 1-0 last night. Mexico winning here against Belpassy here at Belpassy Ballpark. And at this point, 0-0 in the top of the 4th. We had a lot of high-scoring games early, and pitching has taken over. Well, there was a 1-9-6 game yesterday. I don't think you're going to hold Rio Grande Valley to 1 or 2 runs in a game unless you have a great pitcher. That was a lone difference where both teams scored. Ramona losing that game 9-6. And that was yesterday, but a lot of the recent games have been lower scoring. They were higher to start the tourney. So Myers out there on the mound, number 13. Myers is the hitter, has singled and struck out today. He's out in the top of the 4th. He's pitched well, but his defense hasn't really done the job for him. Nevertheless, though, he hasn't given up a run. I know what it is to pitch when I was younger and frustrated when defense would make errors behind me. I could beat some games 2-1. I only give up like 1 single because we made like 3 or 4 errors. That's why I moved to shortstop and second base entirely. I had to strike everybody out basically to get an out. But it's 0-0, so. Zach Nightingale leading off for Ramona, left-handed batter here on the top of the 4th. Manager is Jeff Nightingale, and David Barr, the manager for Hagerstown. Fastball up and away. Well, Zach looks like he can hit the ball with power and have some speed. Left-handed batter with the bat held high. Fastball up and away. Look for your pitch at 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Playing him to pull slightly to the right, especially in center and right field. It's down low. Three and 0 the count to Zach. Does he have the green light? No. He has the caution light. 3-1 to count. Still a great hitter's count. 3-1. Smash it. It was close to it. High and away fastball. Ball 4. Nightingale aboard. He's walked twice today. They respect him.
Coming to the plate, number 25, Justin Jarrett.
Justin Jarrett. So the runner at first and nobody out in the top of the 4th. Justin Jarrett trying to move a runner around via a ground ball or a base hit. Number 25. Fastball down and away. Nightingale has good size and I believe a very good speed. Could be going. He's got a major lead at first base. Fastball up and away. I count 2-0. So all of a sudden Myers in this inning having control problems as he has thrown 6 consecutive balls. And we have a meeting of the minds at the mound. So originally having some trouble with his defense and now with his control. This is probably a game that will be won by 1 or 2 runs, an error, a walk, or something major like that. So he walked the first batter, 2-0 on the second batter. And he has to kind of calm down and throw strikes. Easier said than done, by the way. He got out of a jam in the first inning, second and third with 2 outs. Jarrett back up to the plate, number 25. Runner at first, and a 2-0 count on Jarrett. Myers from the stretch back to first base. Nightingale dives back safely. Zach with a nice lead off first base. Dives back safely. Got to get those white pants dirty. White jerseys dirty. Yes. Doesn't happen in basketball, does it? And not in football. Play on turf, grass. I get grass stains. 2-0 the count. Ball's hit up in the air to center field and caught. Line and go back to first. 1 out. One out for Ramona. Talon Ogilvie, the catcher, coming to bat. Nightingale dives back safely. He has walked twice today and trying to get to second base or third. 1 out here, top of the fourth. No score between Ramona and Hagerstown. Hagerstown in the field. Zach is going. Base hit to right center field. Zach headed to third. No problem. Ogilvie delivers a single. Runners at first and third for Ramona.
Now batting, number 12, Noah Badia.
Noah Badia struck out his first time up, number 12, as runners at first and third with 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning. Against Myers, runner goes from first. Ball was fouled away off to the left, out of play. The runners at the corner for Ramona, first and third, 1 out. And no score in the top of the fourth. Badia at the plate. Going to pick off the guy at first. That's Ogilvie. Throw back to second. Everybody's safe. So had Ogilvie in a rundown situation, he was able to avoid the tag and he gets to his intended destination, second base. So runners at second and third for Ramona with 1 out. 2 runners in scoring position. Good job by Ogilvie. Badia fouls it to the backstop and out of play. And 1 ball is thrown back to Myers. He was expecting another baseball. Rub it up a little bit. I don't think he likes that baseball. He wants another one. One out runners at second and third for Ramona. No runs in yet. Badia at the plate. Fanned his first time up. 0-2 the count. Got him swinging. He's fanned twice.
Comes to play number 3, Tucker McGinn.
McGinn, number 3, Tucker McGinn. Coming to the plate. Another chance to score a run, but 2 outs. Second, third. Good clutch pitching by Myers. Again, like to choke up on the bat. Lined out to center his first time up. And he was behind the count 0-2. High fastball fouled away. He likes those high pitches, McGinn. But with a pitch like this, the best he could do would probably be to line it fouled. Orange and blue bat, waving it high. Chokes up on the bat. Basically a straightaway stance. Pops in the air to center field. It'll be caught. Fly out. 8. 2 runners stranded. No score. Ramona. Hagerstown. So when both teams have had chances to drive and runs, they haven't been able to do it. So percentages, runners in scoring position, not good so far in this game. Credit to the pitchers delivering the right pitches at the right time in situations that are 1 and 2 or 2 and 2. And as the games get more important, there's more pressure on both the pitcher and batters. At this point, the pitchers are winning. So Myers twice in this game has had runners at second and third with 2 outs and has been able to get out of both jams. He's had about 4 errors behind him. Well, they just haven't made plays, but it's still 0-0. Most games you make 4 or 5 errors, you're going to get beat 5 or 6 to 1 or 2. Because good teams take advantage of mistakes. So Hagerstown coming to bat in the bottom of the 4th. 0-0 game. And both these teams, as I mentioned, 1 and 1 in the tournament. Losers through, winner goes on. Ramona won the first encounter 3-2 in extra innings. So through, I guess, about 13 innings, these teams are very tight. Not much difference. Ogilvie behind the plate for Ramona.
Now to bat, number 18.
Flynn come to bat. Yeah, Colin Flynn. Colin Flynn, number 18, stepping into the batter's box. Just a slightly open stance. Does not choke up on the bat. It's a fastball in the outside corner for a strike. Woo. Whacked the gate pretty good. Jacob Parker on the hill. Curve. Foul off to the right and out of play. So 2 strikes on Colin Flynn. No balls and 2 strikes. Game is moving along. Bottom of the 4th. Pops it to second. Nice short hop throw to first in time. Good play by Derek Taylor. Short hop that, throw it on the run. Got to run out at first base. One up and one down. Bird turnaround's the bunt, and it's fouled to the right. Luke Bird, number 1. I think he missed a sign. Nobody on base, 1 out. In the bottom of the 4th, when the coach calls you over to talk, you usually have missed a sign. Or he's trying to tell you something else. But there's nobody on base, so you're not looking at a hit and run or a steal attempt or anything like that. Fastball fouled away. 0-2 to Bird. Had a nice cut at it. Says, hit away. On to the count to Bird. Pops it up to first base. And Mr. Wilson makes the grab. Check that. Badia with a catch. Number 12 playing first base. 2 up and 2 down. Here comes Lynn. Ryder Lynn, number 99. Ryder grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Showed some speed running down the first base line. The ball was popped slightly to the right of the shortstop. 0-1 to count to Ryder Lynn. Fastball grounded to Badia. Take it himself. That will do it. 1, 2, 3 for Hagerstown. After 4, Hagerstown 0 and Ramona 0. So pitching continues to dominate in this game. Remember, we have 7 innings regulation and or extra innings, just like high school ball. The pitchers have really been in control and keeping the batters off balance. Been a few hits here and there, but overall, both teams have struggled to hit against Myers. Lennon Myers of Hagerstown, or Jacob Parker, number 4. Lennon Myers, number 13, remains on the hill. Ramona coming to bat in the top of the 5th inning. So Ramona in this tourney, they defeated Hagerstown 3-2 in extra innings and lost yesterday to Rio Grande Valley, Alton, Texas, by the score of 9-6. And that Texas team can hit the ball. A couple of safeties that hit the fence. One was in left center, another in right center yesterday. Some triples. Great slugging percentage in their game yesterday. Both these teams trying to stay alive in this double elimination tournament. Pony 13 and under, International World Series here in Modesto, Belpasse Ballpark. I'm Mark Heffernan, right-hander against Myers here as we open up the top of the 5th inning. That's a high fastball. It almost sailed away. Myers, number 13. Everybody pretty much straight away. Good ball ground to third, who's playing in. Throw to first in time. Mason Stanley retired. 5-3. 1 up and 1 down. Alex Wilson coming to bat. Alex popped up to the first baseman. Was aboard via an error by the second baseman. That was a pop fly that was dropped. Open stance from the right side. Alex Wilson takes a fastball in there for a strike. He's thinking, I should have swung at that. If the first pitch is good, why not? It's a base hit to left field. Nice solid hit for Alex Wilson, number 42. Right on top of it. So a runner at first with 1 out on the top of the 5th for Ramona. Here comes DT, Derek Taylor, 23. Will they be aggressive on the base path? Stolen base, hit and run. Got to play for a run in this game. Man, he barely dove back, Alex. A lot of these young pitchers have outstanding moves to first base. They've worked on those in practice, you can tell. Wilson at first. Nice lead. Throw back. Diving safely. Get those white pants all dirty. Both teams wearing white pants today. Taylor, bat held relatively high. Number 2-3 close to the plate. They throw it inside. Wilson going, has it stolen. Head first slide, number 42. Alex Wilson, second base, in scoring position for Ramona. Once again, they have a RISP. Can Taylor bring him in? 1 out from the top of the 5th. Myers from the stretch. Curveball out and away for a ball. Wilson at second base. 1 ball and no strikes. Taylor, number 23, wants to move that runner from second to third at the least, at the minimum. Go back to second. Those pickoff attempts to second base are rather difficult because as a pitcher, you're thrown to the base, and sometimes the second baseman or shortstop is not in position. They're diving for the ball, and you have a runner that's in the way, so I think throwing to first is easier on a pickoff attempt. High and away to Taylor. 2 balls and no strikes to Derek Taylor, number 23. Wilson at second. Myers looking for a sign. Right side of the rubber from his location. Fastball pop fouled down the third base line. 3 balls and 1 strike, so a very good count for Taylor. We've had at least 3 3-1 counts for the hitters, and they've had trouble doing anything with it. Pitchers have come back at 3 balls and 1 strike. Wilson at second. 0-0 game. Pitch is up and away outside. Taylor is aboard. Wilson at second. Taylor at first. 1 out. Here's the pitcher, Jacob Parker. Has a chance to help his own cause. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Takes a curve, it catches the inside corner for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, those really frustrate you as a batter because you have that late hook to them, and you really can't do much with that pitch. If you swing it, probably hit it fouled, top it somewhere. High and tight fastball. And backs up Parker, number 4. He looks for the sign. At this point, not trying to bunt the runners over with 1 out. 1-1 the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Parker with an open stance. Silver bat, silver and black bat. Myers looking back at second. Popped in the air to right center field. And center fielder calls for it. Nobody's going to move up. Brookins with a catch, number 14. He pitched in a game I saw the other day and playing center field today. Covered some territory, and he is the captain out there. Zach Nightingale, he's walked twice today. 2 outs and runs the first and second for Ramona. So Myers trying to get out of another jam. Throw back to second. Wilson dives safely. This is the guy that Ramona wants at the plate with runners, at least 1 runner in scoring position. Holds that bat high, waves it back and forth. Very similar to Cody Bellinger, but he's not straight up. Just the way he holds his bat. Off-speed pitch, down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Zach Nightingale. A lot of signs, but nothing happening on the bases. Runners at first and second for Ramona. Zach fouls it off to the right, out of play, this side of the dugout for Ramona. That was an off-speed pitch that he barely got a piece of. Number 2-7. .27 against Myers. Fastball down low. Runners at first and second for Ramona. Here in the top of the 5th. 0-0 game. Myers to the windup. And a fastball catches the outside corner. 2 strikes on Nightingale. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Number 27 with a slightly open stance. Has to start taking a hack. Umpire sets up on the inside. Runner's going. That pitch is low. They gave that a long look. So 2 runners in scoring position on the double steal by Ramona. 3rd time today they've had runners at 2nd and 3rd. 2 strikes on Nightingale. Low and outside, ball 4. He has walked 3 times. He has a good eye. One of those pitches was close. Could have gone either way. Last pitch, definitely a ball. So the bases are loaded for Justin Jarrett, number 25. Wow. 2-5 coming to the plate. In the top of the 5th inning. Ramona trying to dent that scoreboard. Or at least put a dent in the scoreboard. It's 0-0. 1-0 the count. So Myers struggling with his last couple of pitches. Not getting his off-speed pitches over. Bases are jammed. 1-0 the count to Jarrett. Ball's grounded foul. But as of yet, Ramona has not been able to execute that big hit with people in scoring position. So Hagerstown has made the errors today. Ramona has 0 with runners in scoring position, RISP. So both teams have had their separate issues. But the score is even, 0-0. Fastball fouled away off to the right, out of play. Myers seems to get tougher as the situation increases. Throws good pitches when his back is to the wall. Jarrett, right-handed batter against the right-handed throwing Myers. There it is, base hit to right field. Wilson will score. And Taylor will score. Runner safe at 2nd base. 2-run single. There you go. 2-0. Ramona. Justin Jarrett. That was excellent hitting, just going with the pitch, hitting it hard to right field. Something had to give. We've had a lot of people on base in this game. And the 2-run single against Myers. Manager comes out. Like I always talk about, when you have 2 or 3 runners on, the most important thing to do is to make contact with the ball. They don't necessarily have to get a hit in that situation. If he hits that ball on the ground, they're probably going to score at least 1 run, Ramona. But they got 2 with the base hit and the fast runners on. So they finally get a clutch hit. Myers will stay in. Ogilvy coming to bat, the catcher, number 94. Talon Ogilvy, who was singled today in the game. So he has a chance at an RBI or 2 with runners at 1st and 2nd. 27, Zach Nightingale at 2nd base. Sometimes the floodgates open. 2-0. A comebacker. Well, he gets out of the inning, but 2 runs come across for Ramona. And they'll lead 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here. So a clutch hit by Justin Jarrett. 2 RBI single with the bases jammed. Hit it on the right side between the 2nd baseman and the 1st baseman. And things can happen when you have people on base. Like I said, you don't necessarily have to get hits. Even with 2 outs, but you have to put the ball in play. And Hagerstown has had some problems defensively today. So, you strike out, it kind of defeats the whole purpose. But the first time they've actually been able to come through against Myers in this game, 3 times they've had runners at 2nd and 3rd. And eventually they stayed patient And he had a good hitter up there. That was a nice inning for Ramona. Remember, they beat Hagerstown 3-2 in the first day, and that was in extra innings. So Hagerstown has to get some people on base. Both teams 1-1 at this point. And, of course, Ramona won that first encounter before losing 9-6 to Alton, Texas, Rio Grande Valley yesterday. And that team can hit the ball, though. They have some hitters on that team from Texas. Line drive hitters. I don't know if any team can hold them to 0 or 1 run. I'm not sure. It's all relative, of course. Those guys go up there, it looks like batting practice for them.
Chase Diller.
Parker still on the hill for Ramona. Here comes Chase Diller. Number 24, struck out. So we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hagerstown down 2-0. Time to get some people aboard, make something happen. Now you look at Parker from his vantage point, looking to the catcher. He's on the left side of the rubber. Off-speed pitch down low. Diller, third baseman, trying to get on board. 2-1 the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Hands are down to the knob of the bat. Takes a look at a fastball down and away. Had an inkling to go for it, pulled back, but it was a great pitch. Knee high, had some movement. And the count 2-2. Curve hit in the air to left field. And deep, kind of blocked out by the umpire. He has a double. Sliding double for Diller. That ball was hit better than I thought it was. Excellent contact. He didn't swing hard, just had great contact. Hit the ball in the sweet part of the bat. Diller has a double. He's at second base in scoring position. Good job, Chase Diller. Nobody out. So Hagerstown trying to start a rally here at the bottom of the 5th. Diller isn't going anywhere. You know, in this situation, Diller doesn't really need to try to attempt to steal. He's in scoring position. You don't want to be thrown out because then you'd have nobody on base with 1 out. So you have to be cautious as a base runner. Aggressive but cautious. If you have some good hitters coming up, Carpenter at the plate. The pitch was down and away for a ball. Zach Carpenter, number 5. Right-handed batter, open stance. Check that, straightaway stance, basically, for him. Pitch down and away to Zach. Diller at second, number 24. Yeah, that's a great number. 1-1 the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Off-speed pitch and catches the outside corner for a strike. 1-2. Zach Carpenter. You're trying to hit the ball to the left side or right side. Big error between shortstop and third base. It's wide open for him if he can pull it. Swings and misses at a pitch away from him. Strike 3. A little conversation between Carpenter and the umpire. Am I out? Am I not? Do I have 2 strikes or 3 strikes? According to me, he's out. Yes. So Carpenter strikes out. Linton coming in, number 21. Robert Linton. Number 21 hits from the left side against number 4, Jacob Parker. Yes, there was a question as to did he strike out or not. And Zach Carpenter, number 5, went down. So 1 out. the bottom of the fifth. And Dillard, second base. Bunted foul by Linton. They're trying to advance the runner from second to third. Yeah, I really think that Hagerstown needs to score at least one run this inning to give them some confidence. You have a leadoff double. They haven't had many people on base. And in that sense, it's really important to at least get that runner in. You're in the game at 2-0, but 2-1 is even better. Parker looks back at second base. Pitch down and in to Linton, number 21. He tried to bunt on the first attempt. But with one out, would I give up an out to advance the runner to third? Not necessarily. He's already in scoring position at second. Why give up an out? Be like a sacrifice bunt. He pulls back. Remember yesterday's game, we had a suicide squeeze that went awry for the team that was out in the field. Runner at third was caught in the middle because the batter could not get a piece of the ball. Fastball inside, Linton walks. Linton at first base, Dillard second. First and second, and one out for Hagerstown. Here comes the Dream Weaver, Andrew Weaver, number 22. That's the umpire at first. Did he tip? He goes, no. One ball and no strikes. Weaver. Andrew is the table setter for Hagerstown. He really has to make something happen. Looked like he was going to bunt, pulls it back. Parker struggling a little bit here, number 4. Runs the first and second, one out. Hey, we could have a bases loaded situation here. From the stretch, fastball popped up. Foul grounds and dropped by Ogilvy. Had to have that glove turned the other way. That's a tough play. So Weaver gets another chance, number 22. And, you know, your best players, your best hitters have to come through in situations like this. Dillard at second, Lynn at first, Weaver at the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike to Andrew Weaver, number 22. Man, he would love to get on base and raise some havoc. Open stance. That's a good bunt. They go to third with it. Safe. Bases are loaded. Looked like his bunt was too hard. It was fielded by Parker, the pitcher. Made a nice throw to third, but I don't know if it was dropped or the runner beat him. Nevertheless, the bases are loaded for Hagerstown with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. So they are in business, down 2-0. Both teams with bases loaded scenarios in the last 2 half innings. So a lot could happen right here, but like I mentioned, Hagerstown has to score at least 1 run in the situation, if not 2. You got to get some runs out of this. 1 out with the bases loaded. It's got to happen. Whether you bunt or you roll it to third, remember the infield is very slow. You hit a roller in the infield, it probably is going to score a run. Now the infield should be playing up for Ramona, especially at shortstop and second base. There's a lot of things to happen. If you're a batter, just don't strike out. Scoring a sacrifice fly, wild pitch, pass ball, number of ways. Brookins coming to bat, number 14, playing center field today. Struck out and singled. Bases are loaded with only 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Is it fouled? So the dugout of Ramona. They count 1-1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Get a piece of the ball. Make contact. Everybody's playing in. First, second, short, and third. It is jammed out there. Bases are loaded. Pops it foul. 2 strikes on Brookins. Parker come through with a couple of good pitches. Number 4 in his 5th inning of work. Jacob Parker sets up on the left side of the mound looking in. Perkins calls for time. So the bases are loaded for Hagerstown. Infield is in for Ramona. Slow curve got him looking. Too good to take. He strikes out for the 2nd time today.
Now batting number 13, Landon Myers.
You got to be up there to swing the bat. You can't be 2 strikes on you. You can't take a pitch like that. It's that close to the zone. Got to be swinging the bat. Myers is jammed. Pitcher. Ball hit off to the right. Out of play. So 2 outs. Well, the base is loaded for Hagerstown. Myers has the hit and he struck out today. Now he's behind the count. Number 13, pitcher. The Parker come through in the clutch. No balls and 2 strikes, but 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Parker's pitch. Inside off-speed pitch. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was good location on a waste pitch. To Myers. Bases jammed. Infield back a bit for Ramona. They get the force at any base. The last batter, everybody was in. That was 1 out. Fastball low and away. Nice frame by Ogilvy. Myers, right-hander against right-hander. Myers against Parker. The base is loaded for Hagerstown. Fastball fouled away. Myers hanging tough. Pitcher against pitcher. Manager for Ramona is Jeff Nightingale, and for Hagerstown, David Barr. 2 strikes on Myers. Curve, hit up the middle. Shortstop, throws it to first. Low, in time, get out of it. Got a bases loaded with 1 out, and Hagerstown could not score. 2-0 in favor of Ramona. Wow, that's clutch pitching for Mr. Parker, Jacob Parker. Came through in the clutch. So, RISP, 0 for Hagerstown. Had some of the best hitters coming up but couldn't score. And now we head to the top of the 6th inning. Thought that was a very key inning, and I felt they had to score at least 1 run. They didn't. Got to keep their heads up. It's still a 2-0 game, but that was a golden opportunity to score 1, if not 2 runs and tie this game up. And it's kind of a mental thing, but you have to forget about it and move on. And they have 2 innings left. Tight game, though. So these kids are not really hitting home runs, so it's not easy to score a lot of runs quickly. Nobody's jacking the ball out to left or right center field in this game. It's only been about, 1 or 2 extra base hits. Myers remains on the mound. We head to the top of the 6th. Ramona with that 2-0 lead. Badia, lead off number 12. He's had a tough day. He struck out twice, playing first base. Myers and Parker have gone the distance for each club. Colin Flynn, the catcher for Hagerstown, doing a masterful job today. Being a catcher is so difficult. Like I said, I caught 1 time in my life in a game. Obviously didn't like it. I'm a speed guy, so. But you know, I used to catch pitchers at Fresno State. I didn't have the gear on. Guys threw pretty hard. I had good hands, but no. We're on the top of the 6th. 2-0 Ramona. Badia, number 12 up there. Chokes up on the bats. That white helmet, against Myers. Bunts it foul down the first base line. So he's trying to get on base. It didn't look like a drag bunt, but that's what it was. Diller at third base, 24, moving in, along with Myers and Lowry, the first baseman, number 4. He just wants to get on base. Fastball fouled down the first base line. That was another like cue-like job. Baseball spinning. But Lauer has a good glove. He just goes down there. He's like a vacuum cleaner at first base. He's very smooth. He doesn't look like a first baseman. He could play the position. Bedia swings and misses. 3 times, not a charm for him. 1 out. High fastball. Again, coming to bat, Tucker McGinn. Tucker flied out his first time up. Chokes up. Is it foul down the left field line? He has some power. He likes those high fastballs, which I don't think are good pitches for him. Because if he connects, it's going to be like that. It's going to be a foul ball. Chokes up on the bat, holds it relatively high. Up the middle. Off the shortstop, and Tucker is aboard. That was a tough play. Tough play for Andrew Weaver. Reach out to his left. Yeah, I think I'd give him a base hit. Had a lot of spin to it. Here comes Mason Stanley.
Coming in to pitch run, number 7, Joey Fiedler.
Joey coming to bat, actually running for Ramona at first base. We have 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Myers back to first. Low throw, but dug out by Lowry. The glove man got it going, very smooth. Nice lead off first. Myers from the stretch. And 2-0 Ramona. Fastball by Stanley hitting the air down the right field line. Foul ball. Nice effort. Everybody's safe. So Tucker McGinn on base, number 3. At first base for Ramona. 1 out here. And the top of the 6th. Myers, number 13, still on the hill. Ball's poked. Foul just over Lowry's head. Foul ground. Bryce Lowry. Kid has a good feel for the ball over there. Doesn't have the height for first baseman, but he's very smart. He follows the ball very well, whether it's in play or out of play. Ball doesn't get by him. He's alert. Runner first and 1 out. Fastball. Stanley pops it foul to the right. Number 11 hanging tough. Mason Stanley. He was grounded out to third today. Straight ahead stance, hits from the right side. It's Myers. Fastball popped in the air to right field, and he's playing shallow and makes the catch. Most of the outfielders play shallow, have played shallow throughout this tournament. I wouldn't play shallow if I'm playing Rio Grande Valley, though. They'll hit it over your head. Do the scouting report. Alex Wilson has flied outs, got on board via an error, and singled for Ramona. Throw back to first, not in time. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Ramona 2, Hagerstown 0. Hagerstown had a golden opportunity to score some runs in the last inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. Couldn't get it done. Hopefully they'll have another chance, but it takes a lot of time to get the bases loaded. Like I said, I don't see anybody powering the ball over the fence, so runs are hard to find. If you have home run hitters, you can come back very easily with one swing of the bat. Otherwise, you have to play small ball. Walk, error, steal a base, hit, run. A lot of things have to happen. A lot of players have to contribute. High inside fastball, runner is going. They should have him easily. Nail him. Second baseman again. That will do it as we head to the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 Ramona over Hagerstown. You're watching the Pony 13 under International World Series. Bel Passe Ballpark in Modesto, California on a very nice Sunday. Virtually no wind. Warmer today than yesterday, but it feels comfortable here in our press box. We have the window open in front of us. Really can't complain this type of weather in the Central Valley for July. The loser of this game is through. The winner of this game will play Covina today. The loser of this game has 2 losses in this double elimination tourney. The winner, who will have 1 loss, will be 2-1, will play Covina, another team with 1 loss. That will play Alton, Texas, that team I said hits the ball. Thank you, Manny Nunez, our astute producer, the astute producer. So he had to fill me in. They're playing Alton, Texas, the winner of this game. Yeah, I had a loser. Loser doesn't play anybody. Loser doesn't play anybody.
Coming to bat, number 8, Cole Jessen.
So the winner plays Alton, Texas. Who will win this game? Well, we don't know. Bottom of the 6th inning. Hagerstown at bat against Parker. Jessen, the batter, number 8, hitting from the right side. Slightly open stance. Love that yellow bat, by the way. Low outside to count. 2 balls and no strikes to Jessen. Cole Jessen, number 8. Pitch up and away to Cole. Big opening on the right side for Jessen. Man, they're playing a shift against him. Second baseman is behind second base like the pros. Shortstop is regular position. Look at that hole between second base and first base. Jessen swings and misses at an off-speed pitch. First time I've seen the shift implemented here in youth baseball, and it is in the infield. He almost has the entire right side open, but he strikes out. Doesn't make a difference. He's a dead pull hitter. That's why, at least according to their scouting report. 1 up and 1 down. Hayden Hose coming in, number 9. Played the other day. Hayden in for Luke Bird, number 1. Hayden Hose, number 9. HH takes the ball 1-0 the count. Second baseman back to his regular position. No shift for Hayden. Straight away and left, center, and right. Yeah, that's the first time I've seen the shift implemented against a hitter in all these games. 1-1 the count. Pitch down and low, 2-1. Hayden trying to get on board for Hagerstown any way he can. Pops it up to shallow left field. It is playable, though. Wow, caught. Saw the sunglasses. And 2 outs. Well, they got a piece of the ball. 2 up and 2 down. Ryder Lynn has grounded out, singled, and struck out today. My notes are correct. They probably aren't. Left-handed batter number 99. So Parker has hit his limit. Good job. 5 2/3 for Parker. 5 2/3. 2 runs allowed. Good job by Parker. Shakes the coach's hand. See what position he will play. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Ramona 2, Hagerstown 0. Alex Wilson on the hill for Ramona.
Can we get the umpire to clean up the plate? Okay. Little plate? Yeah, it's a little dirty. I'll see you.
I'm not going to say that. Wilson, 42, will be the new pitcher for Ramona. And taking some practice throws, waiting for the catcher Ogilvie to get prepared. Yes. 8 to 10 pitches. Take your time warming up. 5 2/3 for Parker, Jacob Parker today. Allowing 2 runs. Did a good job, though. Whole key is the bases loaded, and he gave up a 2-run single. Like I say, you only give up 2 runs through 5 or 6 innings. You've done an exceptional job. Your team has to score some runs. So like yesterday, 1-0 win for Monterey over Belpasse. I talked to some of the Belpasse players. Guys played great. Just lost 1-0. The runner walked and eventually scored on a base hit. So that's baseball. Didn't really do anything wrong. You just didn't win the game. You didn't score, but played an exceptional game. Pitching was outstanding, as was the defense. And you lost 1-0. That happens, unfortunately, sometimes. You didn't get beat 15-1 or 10-2. Both these teams have hung in there and played well today. A lot of errors for Hagerstown early. Didn't really hurt them, though. Errors did not hurt them. They're down 2-0. Ryder Lynn up there, 99. Left-hander against Alex Wilson. 2 outs. That ball gone away from Alex, way outside. Parker's at third base now, who started the game for Ramona. 2-1 the count, 2 balls and 1 strike, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Lynn way out in front of it. 2 strikes on him. Nice off-speed pitch by Wilson. Mr. Wilson. Great curve. Got him swinging, totally fooled. So Lynn goes down, 3 outs. We head to the bottom half. Next half inning with the score Ramona 2 and Hagerstown 0. So 3 outs left for Hagerstown this game. They're down 2-0 at this point. Now they have that one great opportunity with the bases jammed and 1 out and couldn't bring in a run. In this game, Ramona 3 times has had runners at second and third, and they came through the 3rd time. So that's a charm with a single to right field, a 2-run single. And in that situation, the 2-run single, the bases were actually loaded. But 3 times in this game, they've had runners at second and third in 3 separate innings. So both teams have had opportunities to score, and one team did, one team hasn't so far. Game isn't over with yet. Chase Diller on the hill for Hagerstown. Started the game at third base. Goes from third base to pitcher.
Thank you.
Who's in for 18? Who's also in for 18? We had a request. Yeah, what was it?
Diller on the hill for Hagerstown.
I tell my kids if the ground, don't look at the ground. If the ground's moving, we'll worry about it then. Yeah, then. Never moves. I only need to see it once. What was that? Oh, short. Sorry, short. 13.
See what kind of pitches he throws. Has a fairly good fastball. Watching him warming up, but we don't know what he throws. And the batters come up to the plate. See what happens. Let's get this game rolling. Alex Wilson coming to the plate, number 42.
Number 42, Alex Wilson.
He singled and scored a run, one of the 2 runs. Flat outs, popped up to the first baseman. Popped up to the second baseman who made a miscue, and then he singled, eventually scored. 2-0 Ramona. Pitches over his head, ball 1, 1-0. That was a curve that missed. It didn't spin, didn't have any hook from Diller. Yes, we were in the top of the 7th inning. Ramona 2, Hagerstown nothing. Ball hit in the air to left field, but not that far. Hit under it, 1 up and 1 down for Wilson. Here comes Derek Taylor, number 23, left-handed batter.
Now up to bat, number 23, Derek Taylor.
Walked. Grounded out to second base. Number 23 has that bat held high. Close to the plate. Fastball, nice cut. Fouled away to the backstop. Take your hacks up there, I always say. Swing that bat. Act like you mean it. Against Chase Diller. New pitcher on the mound for Hagerstown. Out in front of that one, 2 strikes on Taylor. Landon Myers did a good job for Hagerstown. Went only 6 innings. Ball is hit softly to left field, and that's playable. Nothing too difficult. And 2 up and 2 down. Those are the easy ones. The ones that are not hit down the line or line drives to your right or left as a fielder.
Comes to the plate, number 4, Jacob Parker.
Parker, who was he went 5 2/3 on the mound. Then switched to third base for Ramona. Up to the plate, open stance for Parker. Give a couple of runs on board via pop fly that was dropped by the second baseman. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Parker trying to keep this inning alive for his team. Jacob Parker against Chase Diller. Playing him straight away in the outfield and infield. 2 outs. Barely got a piece of it. 1 and 2 the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Okay, Parker up there. Slightly open stance with a count 1 ball and 2 strikes against Diller. Sailed over his head. And 2 and 2. So Diller not real sharp, but he's playing third base for most of the games. You come there and you try to pitch, not easy. It's totally different. Good fastball, hit the short. Tough hop, nice play and throw. Lowry with a catch. Just tell that guy has a glove. He doesn't miss anything at first base. The ball's thrown in the dirt or to his right or to his left. He sees the pitches. He's very alert. So we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. Ramona 2, Hagerstown 0. The loser of this game is out of the tourney. It'd be 1 and 2. And winner moves on and plays Alton, Texas, that solid hitting team from the Rio Grande Valley. It's the winner of this game. Play them. And since if it was Ramona, it's a rematch because they beat Ramona yesterday 9-6. The game that Manny Nunez did, and I was kind of kicking back in the stands, talking to people, at least for a while. They had enough of me, so I analyzed too much. So this is like a rematch. And the first one was won by Ramona 3-2 over Hagerstown in day one. That was extra innings. And Ramona leading today 2-0. So Hagerstown has scored 2 runs in 2 games against Ramona. And now we're in the bottom of the 7th. So the situation where you have to score 2 to tie and 3 to win on the walk-off. But if you tie it, then we go extra. Yeah, I was talking to the first base coach. That's one of the guys I was talking to in the stands.
Number 24, Chase Diller.
Chase Diller, who finished up the last inning on the mound for Hagerstown after playing third base the rest of the game. Struck out and doubled today. A double was hit very well by number 24. Takes a fastball on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Wilson on the hill. Fastball misses outside for a ball. Alex Wilson. Ramona 3 outs away from facing Alton, Texas. Great dig by Ogilvy. Check that out. Catcher's glove. Wants to be a shortstop. 2-1 the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fastball grounded to third. Nice hop. Throw in time by Parker. Goes from pitching to third base. Does a job. 1 up and 1 down. Carpenter comes to bat, number 5. Zach Carpenter struck out today, right-hander against the right-handed throwing Wilson. Fastball up and away, ball 1. So 1 out, 2-0 in favor of Ramona. Hagerstown at the plate. Got to score at least 2 to keep this game going. It's a fastball on the outside corner and very low for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Infield is playing regular depth, as is the outfield. Fastball tap foul to the left and out of play. Wilson throwing strikes and BBs. Not messing around out there on the mound. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander against right-hander. Carpenter waving that bat. Swings and misses out an off-speed pitch. Ogilvy throws it to first in time. Badia, number 12, will put out 2 outs. So Hagerstown down to the last out. Here comes Mr. Lowry, number 4, Bryce Lowry. First baseman, left-handed batter. Bryce has struck out today. It's a ball well to right center field. Not caught diving attempt. Solid single for Bryce. First pitch swing, and he was right there. Keep it alive. Yeah, Bryce is one of those players that really impresses me on the 3rd day. The kid can play ball. Got a good feel for it. Pressure doesn't bother him. Came up there like batting practice and laced it to right with the pressure on the line. 2 outs in the 7th inning. He's at first base. So they're down 2-1. You're never out of it in baseball because you don't have a time limit. Bring up Weaver. Andrew Dream Weaver. Shortstop for Hagerstown, number 22. Now, he couldn't deliver the last time up. That's when they had the bases loaded and 1 out and they couldn't score a run. Create your opportunities. 2 outs, up and away. Lowry's going to be very cautious at first base. You don't want to be picked off to end the game, believe me. I don't care what age you are. You'll always remember it. You know, I remember being asked to run for somebody else, and I got picked off first base, like one time in my entire career. It was a long run from first base to the dugout, which was on the third base side. Want to get away? High fastball to Weaver. Of course, he's a small target. Ogilvy will talk to Wilson, try to settle him down. 3-1, 3 balls and 1 strike. Hey, man, we're getting close to nervous time here. 2-0 game. Run at first, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. If Weaver gets on board, watch out. Number 22, open stance. Lowry at first. Fastball down the pipe for a strike. Good frame by Ogilvy. Playing Weaver deep in left field, at moderate in center and right field. Force is available at second base and obviously at first base for Ramona. Runner goes. Ball's popped up. Parker says, I have it. And he drops it. And Lowry's going to run to third. And Parker tagged him out. He dropped a ball. Parker. He saw Lowry going from second to third. Looked like it was a bang-bang play at third base, but I think as Lowry slid, he was either tagged or he went past the base. So Parker makes the play, and this game is over. Hey, what a way to end it. Ramona 2 and Hagerstown 0. So Ramona in this tourney beat Hagerstown twice, 3-2 in extra innings, 2-0 today. And they will take on Alton, Texas, Rio Grande Valley next here on BNN Productions. You're watching coverage of the 13 and under International World Series from Modesto. BNN Productions, I'm Mark Heffernan. Manny Nunez is coming up for the third game today. I'll be back for our game at 1 o'clock today. Great game, Ramona 2, Hagerstown 0. Keep on watching and tell us that you are enjoying the action. Thank you.
Number 22, Andrew Weaver. Number 21, Mason Linton. Number 5, Zach Carpenter. Number 18, Colin Flynn. Number 99, Ryder Lynn. Number 24, Chase Diller. Number 14, Manny Brookins. Number 13, Landon Myers. Number 1, Luke Bird. Number 65, Chase Hosmer. Number 10, Trey Hamlin. Number 9, Hayden Hose. Number 4, Bryce Lowry. And number 8, Cole Jessen.
I like the coaches too.
And for the coaches, Casey Brookins. Coach Zach Barr. And your manager for Hagerstown, Maryland, David Barr. One more big round of applause for both teams.